Alright, so, today's video, we're going to be watching a Silver 4 Lifeweaver. Now, this one's, I'll read the description, and you'll probably see why we're watching this video, and we'll figure it out. I don't understand why I'm stuck in Silver. I don't want to be cocky, but I'm a pretty good healer with Lifeweaver. I always end up doing the most healing. Often the amount of the 2 healers on the enemy team, and my stats say that I do an 11k on average per minute. You do 11,000 healing per minute? That's impressive. You're probably hitting some really high healing numbers. Anyways, I'm sharing this match to get tips on how to improve and rank up. But to be honest, I don't know if I can do better than this. I know it's per 10 minutes, chat, but... Alright, let's see. Let's see how this Lifeweaver does. According to the Lifeweaver, they played this game perfect. Well, not perfect, but they can't do much better than this. Good movement. This is Lifeweaver gameplay. Has the right idea with the pedal. Not bad. So far, pretty good. Team's playing really close. Can't do anything about your Widow getting picked off there. Can't do anything about your Tracer up there either. Good pull. Save your teammate to the left first. Eurista can survive that if they use their cooldowns. You won't catch up on heals here, I don't think. Nope. So, like, this is the classic... Yeah, you had pretty good positioning, you played it fairly well, and your teammates got picked off. So, from the get-go, I will say that right there, that was going to be difficult for you to really make a play, in my opinion. I didn't think there was... From a playmaking point of view, there probably wasn't more you could have... You maybe could have obviously went for a pull on your teammate. Thank you. I'm watching. Tree. Nope. I know why you pulled the Genji, but I feel like... okay, it's fine. As long as your plan was to tree that, that's fine. Good pull. That's a good pull. That saves your teammate from the Ramatra ultimate. Granted, they stayed in the ultimate and then just javelin out. At this point, just keep backing up so you're out of the range. That was nice of your Mercy to run into the Ramatra's damage. Ended up being a 20-second ultimate, getting nobody, but they still survived. Good pull. Yeah, so far, so good. I'll be honest with you. So far, pretty good. Yeah, I know, Meme. You gotta be here for this. Pull. That's fine. Hey, you hear the Junkrat. Okay, so that was probably the first thing that we saw, and it's very, you've been playing fine so far. Right when you knew the Junkrat was behind you, you started not to focus on anything that was happening, and I think you probably could have saved your teammate there. If you had, like, you kind of went into, like, oh, I need to get this tire mode for a second. I think you probably could have had a pull there. But that's, like, very, very... You're not going to get that pull all the time. Yeah, no, I'm insane. We're playing good. I agree. I will say, by the way, although I will say one thing with Lifeweaver now, especially, you did mention your heals per second are really high. I expect that with Lifeweaver if you're playing like how you're playing right now, because Lifeweaver is one of those heroes that usually just falls behind on heals and has to catch up on heals and has no time to... What I mean by that is, like, you don't get much damage output, right? Most of your damage output will happen either in a situation where your team's up like a 5v2, or you use your tree and you can survive without that, right? So, the healing numbers being high can be very much expected. Also, that is an amazing Ramatra ultimate on the other team there. They really wanted to get that Tracer. They had enough. So, like, I expect to see your healing be fairly high if you're doing what you're doing right now, which is good. Now, that pull right there, I don't mind that. People are gonna go, why didn't you pull the Orisa? Orisa has a little bit more survivability, and the Echo gets... Keep in mind, when you pull somebody now, it heals them. So it's a quick heal that you can heal the Echo and then start focusing on your tank if they don't get rolled. And granted, they didn't get rolled. So the decision ended up being good. Like, it's... Okay, like... That's a tough one. Because I want to say that, once again, I think you still could have positioned yourself, especially with the pedal there, to save one of your teammates. But at the same time, like, let's be honest here, as we're talking about this, and chat knows what I'm talking about, too. Whenever there's a tire, right, everybody starts running around the map and forgets the game's even happening, right? Like, we all do that. I do that against Junkrat Tire. A tire happens, and we're just running in circles like, watch out! You know what I mean? Like... So, it's like, I can watch that, and in hindsight be like, yeah, you know, you probably can position yourself to get your teammate, but at the same time, like, even I'll do that in my ranked games, so it's like, you know, it happens, right? You kind of worry about more just like, oh, you know, listen, they get one of my teammates unlucky. That was, yeah, okay, that right there, that was purely position, and you were just out of position. And I saw you wanted to use the tree to survive there, but that definitely was not ideal. Your teammates aren't making it easy right here with their positioning. Like, there's no way you could keep Rekko alive there unless you went out there and spam healed him. But look over there. Look what your Soldier 76 is. Your Soldier 76 just ran to their spawn. Now, there's going to be a question. Do you use your tree here? Yes. I was going to say probably not, but once your teammate committed the nano, you pretty much have to commit now. Like, I think, like, you have to commit that. I would back away and try to get your Ana out of there. I think the moment they ult, you back away. And then pull your Ana out. I think, like... But keep in mind, most of, like, your decision-making and, like, your play has been good. So this is more of just, like, hey, in that situation, when you recognize they're Ramattra ulting, the best thing you can do is back away and pull your Ana away. Keep this in mind. Someone said, try to pull the Ana. I know. But what I'm saying is that the reaction could have been to back up right away and then pull the Ana away, rather than wait for the right time and then pull the Ana. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm referencing right there. It's more along the lines of, the moment you recognize the ult's there, you have the mobility to get back, and then you can pull your Ana away. If you wait, sometimes that can happen with the timing. And even then, if you pull the Ana when the Ana was pulled, that Ramattra can probably still kill the Ana, because the Ana's still going to be pretty close. So you just want to back away really fast and then pull, rather than wait for something to happen. See, keep in mind, though, some of the stuff we're going into now with the Lifeweaver has been pretty... It's not like it's generally make or break in your game. It's just ways that you can improve. That pull's fine. Honestly, that pull's fine just because you're pulling your soldier out of their spawn. Like... That, you know what that is? Yeah. That's a problem there where, like... You hard focused on your teammates to the left, but at the same time, you also have Ana there, so, like, you shouldn't necessarily have to worry about your Orisa at that point, but your teammate's position is also just not that good right now. So, like, this is one of these scenarios where, like, your Soldier 76 just sprinted to their spawn. Okay? Now, you know what? That's on you for not pulling them back. That's what it is. Now, at that point, like, if your soldier's running to their spawn, there's nothing you can do about that. I want you to think about your positioning now, though. Like, don't worry about anything else here besides your positioning. I'm telling you right now, because your Orisa's already out of position, just set up for the last team fight so you can use this tree.
Life protects life.
I'll talk about this tree in a second. Yeah. All right, I want to talk about that tree for a second, because I know why you made that play. But you probably want to wait a second on the tree as long as possible so you have the tree up longer and it can disrupt their play, and it gives you the ability to get to the point a lot sooner. The quicker you use that ultimate, the more confident that team is they can push into it and then get the elim. You get what I'm saying? So, like, that's where and then keep in mind, a lot of this decision-making we're talking about, I still think is very... It's not going to make or break your game, but you said you wanted, like, ways that you can improve on Lifeweaver, especially in ways that you can, like, get a little bit better there. It's going to come down to the decision-making at that point, and that doesn't mean you're gonna lose you lost the team fight because of where your tree was there, but you give yourself a bit more of an opportunity to win that team fight. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, your teammates are kind of just running into them, which is a kind of the problem. You know what I mean? Like, it's like if your Soldier 76 decides they want to be the tank, there's only the pull's on a cooldown. As I say that, I want to point something out. Like chat, like listen, like I get it, but I mean that was a very ambitious play. There's no way they go for that again, right? Like there's no way. No, they didn't. Take the bottom right. So one thing I do want to point out here with your position, you know the soldiers on that high ground, you can't really keep peeking that to take the pop shots on them. The same is gonna happen. You won't be able to get the heals off. No one's in that doorway on that side. I know you don't want to be like stuck in a doorway there all the time, but I still feel like if you go right side, you're gonna be way better than that. The thing about Lifeweaver is like this is how you have to play Lifeweaver most of the time. Pull him. Good pull.
Something for the state.
All right, I want to see this tree here. What's this tree gonna be? Uh-oh. All right, this is interesting because good tree. Okay, that worked out, but you ended up deciding to save your soldier there and leave the rest of your team in a situation where they were really low, but it worked out because nothing happened to your team during that, so it like works out in your favor. Like I think at this point, and with the way your soldier's playing, help them when you can. But you like if you have to go out of position for the rest of your team to die to save your soldier, that's gonna be more in your soldier adjusting their position than anything, right? You know what I mean? Like if your soldier wants to run into their team, like right now, past the sim wall, right? Like at this point, you don't. Like you, yeah, and I think you stayed back there. The pedal's been used quite a bit, I'd say. It goes again, like, I feel like sometimes. Yo, be wary of your right side there. You have a Soldier 76, you're shooting at you. I know you survived that, but you definitely have to watch that. It's the second time you've done that against a Soldier 76. This is tough.
Life protects life.
All right. From an ultimate point of view, you absolutely do not need to use Lifeweaver Tree. Without a doubt. Also, just a little bit of a tip here. If you use your tree in not an ideal spot, drop your tree right away. So that way you can start getting ult charge. I know it's only like 5 or 10% you just missed out on, but that can add up when you need it next team fight or next time, right? So you can actually remove the tree. If your tree is just not good anymore, like, and it gets no value, just hit your ult button again and it will get rid of the tree. And you can start building your ult again next. So if it's a bad tree, drop that, just get rid of it, and then you're gonna get, you know, maybe you're at 52% ult charge now, and maybe like the last team fight, that 10% ult charge is where you could have used a tree sooner and then you win, you know what I mean? So like that's like the type of plays that you can try to focus on a little bit when you're playing Lifeweaver, so. Pull him in a second. Your Ana's dead though. I want to point something out here. That is more going to be on your Ana than it is on you there. You had to pull your D.Va, and your Ana decided the best play was to run at the Ramatra and use her Ana grenade. You know what I mean? Like, if your Ana does that, and keep in mind, chat, you've seen me play Ana. Oh, that's tough. That is tough. I will do that on Ana sometimes to get a little bit too aggressive. A little bit too aggressive sometimes. So somebody in the chat said, and I'll pause for 1 second here, said that, like, you need to charge up your heal more. Here's my take on that. I feel like sometimes it becomes more of, like, a playstyle preference on how you use your heal, on your, like, your healing charge. I think, like, if you hold it for too long sometimes, then you fall behind on heals elsewhere, and sometimes it's like you have to go, okay, I need to get my tank up really fast. I'll throw, like, a 50 heal to our Hanzo to give them a second to, like, just back away. I'll heal up my tank and then go from there. I think, like, there's probably an exact number and time in that you would want to do on Lifeweaver, but I feel like sometimes it's more of a playstyle preference, and a lot of the time, throwing that, like, 30, 40, 50 heal is totally fine. How much more heals does a 75 charge give compared to 50? 25. That can change if Honor Grenade somebody, though. But yes, that's because it's the same. The number that you're seeing is the amount that you're healing for. We're watching? Yeah, it's a fine tree. I mean, like, you have to use your tree there. Your diva is not, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, and we're gonna talk about it after this game, just for a second about, like, what's happening in your game, in my opinion. Yeah, this is... Hey, listen, your soldier committed to going to the point there. Your soldier is still alive on the point. How is that soldier 76 still alive? Oh my. They're gonna get rolled here in a second, but what? There is no way that soldier 76 is still alive on point. Alright, you ended up losing the game there. So, we'll talk about it very quickly here. So, you asked about, like, what you can do better on that stuff. I think we kind of talked about it throughout the game. I think sometimes when you... The only thing I really saw that you did a lot of is that you kind of would almost lose track of, like, somebody to, like, your side, and you wouldn't realize you were getting shot at, or you would continue to try to go to the same spot over and over again. Overall, though, I think, like, you keep playing like that on Lifeweaver, you'll probably climb. I think you'll climb out of silver. This was your teammates consistently going out of position, right? Like, there is the discussion of maybe you could have went to a, you know... just as a random example, you could have maybe switched to BAP and had more damage output to help the team a little bit if you needed to, right? But, like, this is more like if your teammates are going to run into their team over and over again and not care about whether or not they're getting healed or not, there's nothing you can really do at that point if your teammates want to keep running in over and over again. Like, your soldier would full sprint to their team and just try to get picks over and over again. Yeah, outside of the tunnel vision, yeah, you played fine. You'll probably climb. You played that fairly well. You have a general idea of what you want to do. You know, obviously, like, we talked about some things we saw, but overall, like, even if you played the way you did there and you know, you had a better Lifeweaver tree at the end of third point, you didn't even get past second. You know what I mean? So, definitely try to improve on those things, but you'll be fine. You'll be fine. With that being, what was I going to say? If you liked the video, make sure to hit the like button, sub to the YouTubes, all three of them if you haven't. If you want to submit your own VOD, look in the description below. My Discord's there as a channel for that. We also record these all live on stream, so if you want to stop by the stream, make sure to follow. Just follow in general. Follow everything. Outside of that, I hope you all have an amazing day/night.